What is up people, welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be part 2 of the 6-pack series. So this is just going to follow on from the previous video. So what is the previous video? I'm not going to say too much, but if you haven't watched it, go watch it. But it is in detail about how to actually get abs. And this video is the process after that. So once you know the basics, I'm going to tell you like step by step how to put yourself in, like I said before, like the calorie deficit. Before this video starts, if you've not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, sit back, relax and enjoy. First I'm going to say is ask yourself that question. Are you in the right position to be in a calorie deficit? If you are comfortable with how the way you look, if you really do need to burn some fat and show the abs, because summer's coming up, like I said in the previous video, everybody wants abs. Abs are the thing that most people see as beach body goals. Okay, how to start, because that's like a really good question, like you need to start somewhere, but I would take photos and measurements. Say this to all my clients and I even do it myself. Take starting photos, as this allows you to have like a base. If you've not got a base and you don't know how far you're progressing, so take some photos, even if they are rotten, ugly, fat, whatever, just take the photos, don't worry about it. Straight up, side, back, and you're fine. Just make sure you take some photos and measurements if you have got some sort of tape measure. Okay, number 2 is probably the most important part of the video, is MyFitnessPal. So in my opinion, you need to find out what you have been doing. So MyFitnessPal will allow you to find out what your daily calorie intake and macros are without even tracking. So just eat your normal daily, but make sure you scan your foods. Don't be too concerned of the next meal, as in like if you see you've got less protein, don't try and jump to protein. Just make sure that you are tracking what you would normally eat, and this allows you to find that that next step. The reason why I'm saying tracking a week, because your daily intake for Monday might not be the same as Wednesday, so you need an average on that week. So after you finish that week, you would get your average of protein, carbs, fat and calories. This will allow you to program the next step, whether it's in terms of calories or macros. Okay, so what is MyFitnessPal? MyFitnessPal is an app. Bang, I've put the logo on the screen. So I use this on a daily basis. Very simple, like I've not found a simpler app than this. So what I'll do for this, I'll screen record and I'll put it to the side. But anyway, so you go into your home, it tells you like your calories at the top for the day. When you go to the diary section is where you can track your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, exercise, water. The 2 I leave out are actually exercise and water. At the bottom of that page you get your nutrition, like the wee bar. You can go on it and you can hit calories, nutrients and macros. What I like to stay in is the nutrients, and this tells you protein, carbs, fibre, sugar, fat. You could also like focus on different things as well, but just the ones I focus on. When you program like a certain food, it saves it, which is really good, and you can also create meals that you want to save as well. When you are changing your calories and macros, all you would go to is your goals. Go down to calorie, carbs, protein and fat goals, hit it, and all you would do is adjust it to the macros and calories that you have calculated. Okay, so now that you know how to use MyFitnessPal, track for a week like I said. Just do not change the food that you would normally eat, just eat normal, and then you'll see at the end. Once you've finished a week and you've calculated the calories on average and the macros on average, the next step is your TDEE, so your total daily energy expenditure, or like your resting calories that you burn in a day. The way that you would calculate this is like online. I want to make it as simple as possible. There are probably more accurate calculations that you can do, but the websites, don't know what I'm doing here, but I'll link the website so you can see there's different websites you can do. The simplest way I would say is get on average, so 3 websites go for, and put in your details and get the calories and macros for you. And this is a fat loss, so you make sure that you have calculated the right one. It normally calculates your TDEE, which is your maintenance, so that means you need to be almost like 300 to 500 calories below that. So what is the TDEE calculation going to give for you? So it will give you your maintenance. So like I said, come below. When you reach that, imagine just say you were at 2500 TDEE. what you need to do is come down to almost like 2,100, maybe 2,000. From there, what you're going to do is calculate what calories should come from protein, carbs and fat. So first calculate your protein. So protein is 4 calories per gram of protein. So for example, I'm just say like 170 pounds. So you need to eat 1 gram per pound of body weight. So I should reach 170, 180 grams of protein. So fat is 9 calories per gram of fat. You come to about 1 gram per kilogram of yourself. So just say I'm like 70 kilograms, you should eat about 70 grams of fat and the rest should be carbs. Carbohydrates is 4 calories per gram of carbohydrate. Okay, now that you've calculated it, what do? You must try and compare what your normal, like on average, calorie intake and macros were and adjust towards this. So if you're way off, then it needs to be slow and gradual. You can't jump from like eating like 5,000 calories then jump down, so 5,000 calories and jump down to like 2,000. This is the same for when you're eating too low, when you're trying to build yourself back up, nice and slow. If you try and drop too fast, just say you're at the dropping stage, you'll end up reaching a brick wall and you can't almost push calories even lower because you've went too low too fast. As well as the eating too little and trying to build yourself back up, you need to be nice and slow, because see if you do it too fast, it almost acts as a negative, so you're going to end up putting too much fat on. So what does this all mean? What I mean by this is you need to test your calories now. So you need to almost for a week build yourself up, hold at the calories that you've calculated and then see what happens. If for example it might take you 2 weeks to almost like get your body in tune, like functioning the way it should be. So for example, if you went from not normally eat, you've calculated it and it's at 3,000, as you put yourself in like a 2,500 calorie goal and obviously your macros goal, and maybe it takes like maybe 2 weeks to get your body functioning properly, but make sure that you take photos on a weekly basis and this will allow you to see if you're actually making progress. At the start you might fluctuate, no, probably you will definitely fluctuate, so your weight will go up and down but your body will probably be under some changes. So do not like see yourself like 2 days later and be like, I'm exactly the same. Reece, what are you talking about? No, give yourself some time. You can't just rush things like this because it's a difficult process. Your body's going through some changes, so just let it do its thing. And even if you have changed like the simplest thing, so imagine it's told you that you're eating the right amount of calories but not the right macros. So what's going to happen is your body, for example, if your protein was way below like 80 grams, and you should be eating double that. When you slowly build yourself up and drop like your fat and your carbs, your body will end up building some muscle, which means that your metabolism fires up. In this case, more muscle will burn more fat, which means it will slowly start revealing the abs that you all desire. So now what you'll be asking is, why have I not talked about training or anything like that? Is because, see in this case, diet is the most important, nutrition is the most important, like by far. 80% diet, definitely for seeing the abs. Somebody that's not done ab training, diets for like 6 weeks will still have revealing abs. It might not be the most defined, but they've got abs. Whereas somebody who's just training, diets out the water, I don't know what that expression is, but it sounded right. Probably not reveal their abs because their diet's not on point. Okay, so what have I just explained there? First, how to start. So you must get like almost like an idea of what you want and are you ready to go into this phase. Second, take some photos, take some measurements. You must do this as it will give you a base. 3, MyFitnessPal. So download the app, that could be a point. Download the app if you've not get used to it. This will be like an experiment, this wee one I'm talking about. So I want to say 4, make sure that you try a week. So track yourself for a week. Don't change anything, just let your body decide what it wants to eat. And then at the end of the week, get your averages on macros and calories. Next point, so number 5, is going to be calculate your TDEE, as this will allow you to figure out your calories and macros for the cutting phase. Number 6, what you're going to have to do is from the TDEE calculation, you drop whatever you think is best. I'm going to let you decide for this, and calculate your macros for that. So like I said previously about how you should separate the macros, listen to that and make sure that you follow that precisely. What I will say is carbs and fat can vary, so don't be too pernickety. It's the protein that really matters. Next point should be to almost gradually switch to those macros and calories or build yourself up. The last point I would say is make sure that you are progressing. So see if you're not progressing on the calories that you've set, calculated, then you must make a change. You might end up having to put more cardio or drop the calories even more, which I'm going to go over in the next point. Now we've got that out of the way, what to do is talk about cardio and going to talk about training. So previously what I said was training, you should only be training your abs like 3 times a week tops. You shouldn't do it every single day. The reason why is it's a muscle, so you need to let it recover and you need to let it build. If you try and work out every single day, what's going to happen is it's going to have no time to recover. Although it does recover fast and heals fast, it's not the best way. Even I do not do ab training every day. It's silly and it wastes time that you should be focusing on like other training. When you do other weight training as well and resistance training, it does work your core and that will test out your abs. Next thing is cardio. So when you see and when you try the calories and macros that you've set and you're not burning enough calories, that you obviously you can see that you're not losing weight, you're not changing, you might have to almost give yourself some cardio to do in the week. This could be walking, it could be even just doing get your steps up, this could be doing hip training. What I want to say is gradually build yourself up. Don't go from 0 to 100 in cardio. Like don't do this too many times. Like somebody never doing cardio in their life, going out runs for 20 miles a day. Like do not do that, please. Make sure that you just build yourself up. Even a mile, maybe couple, maybe 5k. Do the 5k every 4 days, every 3 days. What I mean by this is do not use all your cards at once. Cardio is such a good tool. It is like probably one of the most useful tools in a cut, so you must make sure that you use it properly. Okay, now schedule. So how should you program cardio, abs, whatever, diet, all that stuff? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like an example sheet or an example. Now what I'll do is I'll just explain it, I'll put it to the side. I'll draw it. Okay, you should be able to see this probably anyway. So Monday to Sunday, sorry. Down here is week 1 to 4. So the way I've done this is AB means ab training, W means weight training, C means cardio, and R is rest. So all I've did was gradually build up like your ab training and your cardio and your weight training. You can take it even further, like doing cardio every single day, nice and simple. So I'll let you kind of pause this and see how I've built it up. It might only be an extra little thing, like see if you come down to 4. So I won't go over it too much, but all I'm going to say is I've literally added the littlest things. So that week schedule did not take me long. You can do one similar to yourself to try and suit you. But that was just a simple one. That was only 4 weeks. You could start even lighter than that if you do no exercise or diet whatsoever. That is just one like almost like at the end of the cut or even like halfway through, because you have done already your weight training before, you've done your cardio before and your ab training, you're just going to do it more often. Yeah, that's pretty much everything covered apart from one thing, and I will do another video on this. What is the last thing I want to talk about? What is that complication? The complication is that you're eating too low. It's mostly girls that end up doing this, sometimes guys as well when they come out, when they have been dieting, they're trying to diet themselves and they've dropped way too low. So what does this mean for us? It means that it's going to take a long time for you to rebuild yourself, build your metabolism up, not so much restore it, but it's still there, you just need to almost boost it again. You must make sure that you're in a right state to be in a cut, because it's very important that your body's ready. You can't just all of a sudden be in a cut for years trying to do it yourself, doing drastic weight loss and all of a sudden put yourself in another cut. You might have to take like diet breaks, utilising different ways, as in like doing some refeeds, building yourself up first, staying there for a couple of months and then coming back down. If your body's not ready, then you will not lose fat the way that you should. It's very simple the way you do this in the process, almost like a reverse diet, which I've talked about before, which I do out my dieting phase, but you must make sure your body's ready, and that's a complication that I always have with my clients. Many girls end up doing that, they eat too low and they do not know how to get out of it. If you eat too low, then your body's not in the right state to actually burn the fat, it ends up just storing onto stuff. Because obviously the more calories you burn, the more fat you'll burn, but sometimes in a case you need to almost sit back and realise like maybe you're eating too low. Maybe your body doesn't have enough energy to actually burn the fat to allow you to see your abs. So in a conclusion, listen to everything I've said in these 2 videos. Very simple. This probably is one of the most important videos because it shows you how to put yourself in a cut to allow you to get those 6-pack that you desire for your holidays, for the summer, or you just desire a 6-pack because 6-packs are class. Remember guys, if you've got any more questions, just fire them over to my social media account. So I've linked it, I'll link it again, my Instagram, or even in the comments section if you have any queries. I'm not going to try and sell you something stupid, I'm trying to give you the facts. What I'm saying in this video is calorie deficit, like a cutting phase is needed to be able to see your abs. You can't just do ab training, I'm sorry to tell you that. Anyway guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop it a like. If you have not already subscribed, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. And yeah guys, stay safe, stay positive, stay grateful, and I will see you in the next one.